The very end of it, or what will save the Kenyan people is what we should be able to push through. Because there are very credible candidates that have come back. Why are we not seeing all this hula baloo around those candidates? For example, why are we not seeing all hula baloo about Omutata, who has been arrested and suffered for this country? Why Gachagua is the one coming out with all this drama? Why is Ruto coming out with all this drama? Why is Raila coming out with this drama? Because anybody, even today, Fatima, unfortunately, if you come out to challenge this regime, they will alienate you from the instruments of information. They will try to, if you overpower them, they will have a campaign to actually, you know, especially now you will be very unfortunate because also you are a lady. Now they will even pull their mafia against women to make sure that they vilify you and make you feel as low as possible to comply with their own dictatorship. This is how the politics in this country has been arranged for many years. And I think our task as the young people in this country is to change this arrangement, really. We cannot continue like this forever. In fact, if we continue like this forever, I always tell the young people that you'll have actually auctioned your generation and the future of your children and your grandchildren. We cannot be ruled by the same methods that our ancestors were ruled with. So the white man, yes, the white man divided us, you know, on tribal lines and dominated us for many years, killed the majority of the Kenyan people. The same people that actually took power after the independence also continued with that tribal mobilization. So it is us to change that narrative and to make sure that we bring out the Kenyan problem as not just a tribal issue, but a systemic issue. In fact, I could even go in a much deeper way and say that Kenya is really a neo-colonial system that is being managed by foreign masters. And all these politicians pretending to be leaders of this country are only agents of foreign interests. Yeah. So I could see the joy of Gachagua being received at home. But that joy is the same as the joy when William Samoei Ruto and him were being, campaigning and finally celebrating their victory. But after you celebrate their victory, then the other thing is that what do you do with your victory?
Exactly. And there he is, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and DCP party leader standing on the sunroof of his vehicle and waving to the supporters who are lined up in the streets. Now, as you can see, the convoy has come to a momentary pause to allow him to greet the crowd directly, a show of connection and presence. He's waving to the crowd with a big smile on his face. And you can see, the sun is up glinting off the vehicles as he waves, smiling and acknowledging the cheers from his supporters. Meanwhile, you can see the supporters are ecstatic. Many are waving the Kenyan flag to him and chanting. Obviously, they have a slogan in response to the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua's presence. And now many people are happy to actually finally see him. Everybody is wondering what next. Where is he going next? And that's what we're trying to follow. We're following the convoy to try and understand where is he going next. Obviously, this moment is highly symbolic even in the political landscape because this is not just a greeting. This is a public statement of visibility and political strength. And many people might argue and see this as a signal to both the supporters and the rivals that Gachagua, by all means, remains influential and unshaken by the controversies surrounding his recent trip. And such gestures also reinforce his connection to the country Kenya, reminding everyone that he has a stand here. And despite him being up there on the sunroof, security must remain close, and personnel are ready to ensure his safety. As you can see, we have a couple of people also just by the side of his vehicle. Those must be his security personnel, and they're there to ensure his safety. We also have escort vehicles that have been strategically positioned, allowing him to interact with the crowd while still maintaining tight security protocols. All right. He's been waving. He's waving enthusiastically. He's taking in the cheers from the crowd. This is a show of support, and you can feel it from where you are. Actually, I can feel it from where I am right here. Every wave, every smile is being met by roars of approval along the convoy route. Now, moments like this are what make political returns visually and emotionally impactful.
Make his way to Kamkunji, address the crowds, and leave untouched. The government of the day is so weak to do anything, you know. They are only good at abducting poor young people and bloggers, but to deal with, you know, somebody has been able to consolidate, even though